Have you ever stopped to think about free will? I mean, what does it really mean for it to be truly complete? It's a deep one, right? But your sources, they suggest it's more than just personal. It sounds like a whole cosmic drama tied up with divine love and some pretty old doubts.
It really is. And today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. Completion of free will. We're looking at it across angels, humanity, and the figure known as the last Adam. We'll be unpacking the conditions, the evidence, drawing directly from the material you've shared. It's quite fascinating stuff.
Okay, so where do we kick this off, this whole idea of completion? Where's the starting point?
What's really striking in your sources is that this journey, it didn't just start with us, with humans. It seems to trace back to a challenge aimed right at God's nature, specifically with the angels. We learned they had some significant doubts largely stirred up by Hillel's claims.
Hillel, right, often linked with rebellion. And his argument basically was that God's rules, they just couldn't be kept by anyone created. Which, if true, that really throws God's love and justice into question, doesn't it? Makes him seem, well, tyrannical, demanding the impossible.
Precisely. That's the core of the doubt. So for the angels' free will to be perfected, to be truly free, they needed certainty, like absolute proof. Proof that God's commands come from love, and critically, proof that created beings can actually obey them. You know, their willingness to fully love God hinged on knowing Hillel was wrong.
Okay, that's a massive hurdle. So how did that proof come about? According to these sources, what was the event that settled it?
This is where the material points to something really specific and quite interesting. It identifies the first resurrection. And it's stressed that this isn't a general resurrection. No, it's a very particular special event. It involves a fixed number, exactly 144,000 martyr witnesses.
144,000. Why them? What's so special about their resurrection and settling angelic doubts?
Because their lives and their deaths and then their resurrection, that was the definitive proof. Think about it. The angels doubted if obedience was possible. These 144,000 humans living with what the sources call a cursed body, meaning, prone to desire, those inclinations pulling away from God, they showed obedience right up to the point of death. That was the irrefutable evidence. It showed God's commands are keepable, even under the worst conditions. And that resolved the doubt, completed the angels' free will. They could now serve without that intellectual reservation.
Wow. And the stakes, the sources say if even one of them failed, the whole created order was at risk.
Yeah.
That's incredible pressure.
Huge implications, yeah. It really underscores their unique role. So if we pull back, your sources kind of present three main viewpoints on this perfection of free will. First, you have the last Adam, Jesus Christ. His free will, always perfect, just inherently so. He's the standard. Impossible for him to sin.
Right, even though he had that same cursed body as us with those natural desires. But the sources highlight his constant prayer, his reliance on the Holy Spirit. He actively overcame that potential pull, proving it can be done. He set the benchmark, didn't he?
Absolutely. Loving proof. Then you have humanity, stemming from the first Adam. Our free will officially hits perfection, according to the sources, at resurrection. When we get a spiritual body, that inherent pull towards sin, that desire, it's just gone. But there's a fascinating angle here. It can be seen as unofficially complete before that, right here, in this life.
Okay, unofficially complete. How does that work for us now, day to day? It's not literal martyrdom for most, right?
Oh, yeah. Right. It's about the struggle, the enduring of trials, specifically to overcome desire. Not just wanting stuff, but those deeper inclinations pulling us off course. It's that consistent choice to align with God's will, even when it's incredibly hard. The sources suggest that reaching a point of commitment where you love God and neighbor unto death, meaning you'd sacrifice absolutely everything, your very life included, for his ways. That level of unwavering devotion is what God recognizes as complete free will, even now.
So bringing it all together, this completion of free will across angels, humanity, the last Adam, it's really a testament to God's love, isn't it? And proof that his ways are true and possible.
Exactly. From Christ's perfect example to the crucial role of 144,000, right down to, well, your own personal battles against those inner desires.
Yeah.
It's all part of this one huge narrative.
It really makes you think, if the absolute commitment of just 144,000 individuals carried such cosmic weight, what does that suggest about the potential, the significance of every single choice you make on your own path?